My good people, gather round and let me tell you a tale that will tug at your heartstrings and leave you in awe. A tale of sorrow and resilience, of injustice and triumph, a tale that will remind you that even in the darkest of nights, the sun will always rise again. In a small village nestled amidst the rolling hills and lush forests, there lived a woman named Aduni. She was a kind soul, always ready to lend a helping hand or share a warm smile. Aduni had been blessed with a loving husband, Akande, a man whose laughter filled their humble home with joy. But fate, cruel and unyielding, had other plans in store for Aduni. One fateful night, as the moon cast its pale glow upon the village, Akande fell into a deep slumber from which he would never awake. Aduni's world shattered as she discovered her beloved lying motionless beside her, his spirit having departed this realm. The news of Akande's sudden passing spread like wildfire through the village, and the elders, their minds clouded by superstition and fear, pointed their bony fingers at Aduni. They accused her of being a witch who had taken her husband's life through foul means. Aduni pleaded her innocence, but her words fell on deaf ears, drowned out by the cacophony of accusations. Whispers of witchcraft and dark magic filled the air, and before long, the once respected Aduni found herself the target of scorn and ridicule. The elders, in their misguided wisdom, decreed that Aduni must face the ultimate punishment, banishment from the village she had called home for so many years. On the day of her exile, as she gathered what few belongings she could carry, a group of rowdy youths descended upon her, taunting and jeering. "Witch! Witch!" they chanted, their voices filled with malice. With a heavy heart and a spirit bruised but not broken, Aduni turned her back on the village that had betrayed her and began her long journey into the unknown. The path ahead was treacherous, but Aduni pressed on, her determination fueled by the injustice she had endured. Days turned to weeks, and weeks melted into months, yet still she walked, her feet blistered and her body weary. It was a particularly sweltering afternoon, when the sun seemed determined to sap the last ounce of her strength, that Aduni stumbled upon a sight that would forever alter the course of her life. Before her stood a magnificent palace, its walls gleaming like polished gold in the blazing sunlight. As she drew closer, her ears were met with the sound of anguished walls echoing through the palace grounds. Curiosity and concern overcoming her exhaustion, Aduni followed the cries until she came upon a sight that stirred her heart. There, kneeling beside a freshly dug grave, was a man clad in royal robes, his shoulders shaking with the weight of unimaginable grief. This was Aziz, the king of the realm, mourning the loss of his beloved queen, Amina, whose light had been cruelly extinguished. In that moment, Aduni saw not a king but a fellow soul drowning in sorrow. Without a second thought, she approached the grieving monarch and offered him the kindness and solace that had been denied her in her own hour of need. King Aziz, his eyes red from weeping, looked upon this stranger with a mixture of surprise and gratitude. Here was a woman whose spirit shone brighter than the finest jewel in his kingdom, a woman who had endured untold hardships, yet remained unbowed. As days passed, Aziz came to know the truth of Aduni's story, and his heart swelled with admiration for the woman who had faced such injustice with unwavering courage. In her, he saw not only a kindred spirit, but a strength of character that his kingdom sorely needed. And so, in a moment that would change the course of their lives, Aziz took Aduni's hands in his own and asked her to become his wife and the new queen of the realm. Aduni, her eyes wide with disbelief, could scarcely believe her ears. A woman once scorned and cast out, being offered the opportunity to not only find love and happiness once more, but to also serve a kingdom in need of her wisdom and compassion. With a heart overflowing with joy and gratitude, Aduni accepted Aziz's proposal, and a great celebration was held throughout the land. The people, who had once treated her with disdain, now welcomed her with open arms, their hearts softened by the tale of her resilience and king's unwavering belief in her innocence. And so Aduni, the once banished widow, became Queen Aduni, her radiant spirit shining like a beacon of hope for all who called this land their home. With Aziz by her side, she worked tirelessly to uplift the lives of her people and ensuring that justice and compassion reigned supreme. And though her path had been with sorrow and hardship, Aduni's spirit remained unbroken, her laughter ringing out like a melody carried on the wind. For Aduni had learned that true strength lies not in the accumulation of wealth or power, but in the ability to face adversity with grace and compassion. And it was this strength that made her a true queen, not just in title but in spirit. As the sun began to set on her reign, Aduni would often sit in the palace gardens, watching the golden rays dance across the lush greenery. And she would smile, for she knew that her legacy would live on in the heart of her people, who had come to revere her as a symbol of hope and resilience. And when the time came to take her final breath, it was with the knowledge that her life had been a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, a reminder that even in the darkest of nights the sun will always rise again. For you see, my friends, even in the darkest of nights there is always the promise of a new dawn, a chance to start anew and to write one's own story. And Aduni's tale was one of the triumph over adversity, of courage in the face of injustice, and of the enduring power of love and resilience. So let this story be a reminder to never lose hope, even when the world seems intent on casting you aside. For it is those who possess the strength to walk through the fires of adversity who emerge stronger, their spirits tempered like steel, ready to leave their mark upon this world. Thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel for more educative folktales. Goodbye.